Helldivers 2 is a game you're meant to play as a team. The only issue is it is fundamentally broken when playing as a team. Mechanics don't work the way they should, and in many cases, they're to the detriment or benefit of the host itself, and the rest of the folks in the party are none the wiser. Such as the current Alpha Commander bug that's been going on for honestly close to a year now, in which they don't spawn Alpha Warriors unless the host is near them. Or what about Charger turn radius for Charger Behemoths? On the host, they turn lickety-split, quick, fast, and hurry. The Rupture Strain, way back when, they would hit the host far faster than they would hit anyone else. Essentially, an inhuman reaction time was required, and even when you reacted or predicted it, it didn't matter. They still hit you. You have DOT bugs. DOT stands for damage over time, such as fire, gas. You get the gist. A recent example of this is the fire floor bug. Set the ground ablaze. Enemies that walk through it should be on fire. But in this case, they weren't if you were not the host, which is not great. Now, this is fixed. That's fantastic news, but it's a recurring issue considering a long time ago we had the DOT bug for Instant Breaker and Cookout that weren't applying fire status properly to enemies. This could be due to how the game determines fire status. The game rolls the dice when you shoot an enemy depending on the gun you're using. Shotguns do it instantly, but the Coyote, not so much. That's why before they nerfed the Coyote, which they did, they made it to where you had a chance to not light a warrior on fire in one bullet. That's why I kept saying in a previous video, it's weird how it works sometimes and not others. It's by design. Then you have Chargers. I forgot. I'm pretty sure that Charger Behemoths, they seem to be the only one, but if you're the host, they have a faster turn radius than usual. So go ahead and equip a bubble shield, which for some reason also has a massive radius that it can snag you and kill you. That thing's a workplace hazard. But if you wear that and a Charger Behemoth anywhere next to you, you are guaranteed dead. It will Tokyo Drift, snag you, drag you, and then stomp you out. It has the freaking fighting game combo of the year dialed in, son. And when you aren't the host, the Charger doesn't turn much at all. Even on terrain, it's not that drastic. So the main takeaway here is if you're playing as the host against bugs and you're going on higher difficulties, maybe avoid the bubble shield and any steep rocks, any pebbles too, because they'll drift on those. The all freaking dreaded railgun bug, or honestly, revered in my case, in which you kill Bile Titans extremely fast if you aren't the host playing in a party. That still kind of happens today. It takes 3 full charge shots to kill Bile Titan if you're playing by yourself, or 2 if you aren't the host. Those are just the bugs that don't work properly. And let me tell you right now, for the Alpha Commander one, it is ridiculous, the experience difference when playing the game. Want to know what it feels like? Go play a full 4-party mission, and then ask them to kick you from a bug mission, level 10 difficulty. You will recognize how first there was essentially 0 Alpha Warriors, and all of a sudden your screen turns red. A sea of Alpha Warriors running you down to gut you like a fish. It's ridiculous. Happens all the time, though, to me. Well, I don't get kicked all the time, but when I do get kicked for no reason, it's hilarious the difference. Let's talk about the actual mechanics that are meant to be there in place to play as a team, though. Such as maybe using the Stim pistol to heal your teammates because you can't heal yourself, which is whatever. But why does it have to have 5 or the excessive spread? Why is it when you're sprinting and then go to fire it, it's moving all over your screen? Those do not entice people to use it and heal your teammates. That's already a red flag to me. And people don't use it for that reason. And before they made it to the way it is right now, it had less velocity. It had 30 spread, which is ridiculous. 20-20 spread on the double-edged sickle is noticeable when you're looking at it visually. The Stim pistol had 30. That is ridiculous. But how are you supposed to use the Stim pistol in a very necessary situation when your teammate's already missing HP if the game makes it annoying to hit the shot in the first place? And if you're sprinting, you have extra sway that doesn't go away until around a second has passed while ADS'd. And you can't lay down to bypass it either. Where is the encouragement for team play there? Mind you, folks die insanely fast in this game. You get 2-shot by most bugs. Wilbur, the small orange dude, will piece you up something serious. He's the Mike Tyson of the Terminated Front. Give it a scope, remove the sway, We're cooking with Crisco, Chief. Just saying. Shield emplacement. This thing used to be so freaking sick versus the bots. And then they nerfed it. They made it bigger, and they made it to where it didn't recharge itself once broken. It used to do that. If they broke the shield and they didn't break the centerpiece, it could recharge. At around the same time, they made it so Hellpods can damage the shield, which is rough for team play considering before you could call it on the shield, then eat 17 in the shield, resupply in the shield. If you do 2 Hellpods at the same time, I'm pretty sure the shield just breaks now. And then they nerfed it. And I don't know why. Making the shield bigger does not help the team. It's the bubble basics. The bigger it is, the easier it is to break and breach. Which makes it kind of difficult to have a strategy meant for breathing room in which you toss it out and it's broken in 2 seconds. And another aspect is the fact that the game does not really scale properly to playing as a team. That one's a bit more debatable, I guess. But for me, it's not really that challenging in a group. In fact, the only real challenge in a group is if my teammates aren't that great, or if they're doing goofy stuff. Like that's the content for me as a player, not even a content creator. That's the fun stuff, is when things go wrong accidentally. But whenever my teammates are actually good, it is probably one of the most boring experiences that gaming has to offer, because you can be AFK and still win. In fact, when I'm playing in a group, I just shoot bugs, or I shoot bots or squids. I don't actually try and really do the mission that much if things are going really well. Because what's the point? Just shoot stuff, man. It's going to get finished in about 20 minutes anyway, because one person can solo it, considering only one bug breach, bot drop, and dropship happens when playing as a group. I think that they happen more often, but not by much. And if they do happen and your team's next to each other, you'll see a napalm barrage on the bug breach. You'll see folks shooting down dropships on the bots. And Illuminate, I mean, it's the easiest faction when you're playing as a group. Then factor in team reloading. What a absolute that is a forgotten concept. You can do it. I do it. I try my best to do it. It is such a hassle to say, hey man, drop your backpack so I can reload you, brother. And then what? You get split up, and now you're just wasting time. A new example is the minigun and ammo jockeys. If someone has a supply backpack, they can resupply you, and you only get back 400 rounds. Minigun stores 750, so they give you an extra 50 rounds total if they do it that way. You are instead better off hitting the resupply drop pod and getting full ammo. I believe you need the ship module for that, but the point here is the resupply backpack should give you full ammo on minigun. It's nowhere near as powerful to be deserving of starving for ammunition and being turned into a parasite, which is what the weapon is currently. That thing is absolutely parasitic. And by the way, your machine gun sentry and Gatling sentry are contributing bullets shot to your stats, so your bullets fired are being inflated. This is all not to mention the fact that you can do everything in the game has to offer solo, which is fine. Like, it's fine to have the ability to play solo, but then to scale it up properly to the 4-man. That's how you would do it realistically, but instead, they don't make mechanics work properly as a group. They're fundamentally broken, and then they nerf aspects that are solo-based. Look at the FRV. You could reload while driving. Way back when it first launched, I made videos saying, this is amazing, game of the year, this thing is so much fun. Then they nerfed it. Why exactly? To encourage team play. But what does the FRV have to offer to make team play make sense? What about the HMG on the back that has the same, if not worse, actually has worse handling and recoil because you're in a vehicle driving, when it's mounted and should be easier to shoot? And that shouldn't even matter. It's a video game. Make it fun to shoot. But the devs don't do that, which is ridiculous. So that's why I play solo a lot, because it's more challenging. Now, granted, I don't play against the bugs much, and when I do, it's actually a rage fest. I need to figure it out. I'm gonna do my best to not complain when doing full-length missions, by the way. This is a side little tangent. I've realized if I'm gonna do that, I can be sarcastic. I just can't full complain. You know what I mean? That's my goal. But why is the FRV not more encouraging of the team play aspect? Instead, it's just a tool to finish missions faster. Which is, it's neat, I guess, but there's so many things they could do, I believe, to make the game more engaging. Like, if you're in a duo or higher, they can maybe spawn a monster that can drag you, and you can kill it very quickly, but that would potentially encourage team play. Some folks would hate it, though, so I'm not sure how you make that function properly. Maybe a modifier you can select. I feel as though giving people choice in that sense for those more essentially team enforcing mechanics would be the path forward. Or maybe it's a special mission, something. But unfortunately, it's just not very enticing for team play, with randoms at least. I still do missions with my homies here or there. Like me and Dozer, we be doing all kinds of stuff. Talon, ballistic shield, or directional shield versus bots. Like legit Talon dang near only. Shredding through automatons. Double chainsaws. First automatons max difficulty. Goofy stuff. Like I try my best to make these builds that I think are fun and hopefully we both enjoy. Overwatch for bots as well. Notice how it's usually versus bots because that faction's actually designed properly. Crazy. Shocking development. The game itself is simply... They've been, I'm not sure it's like happening right now, but they've been targeting solo players to try and make it so you're less encouraged to play solo, but they're not making it more encouraging to play as a group, which is what I'm asking for. I would be so down. That would be better content. I'd much rather be the person playing in a group versus being a loner playing by myself. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just I like playing as a team when it's done correctly. I'm playing a game called Fellowship right now. I play DPS, where I freaking crack out, brother, and I play support, where I heal people. That's a team game. You have interrupts. If you don't interrupt, folks might get dead. You have to play... It's got the holy trinity, where it's tank, DPS, support. Like, that game is a team game through and through. Helldivers, not so much. And they're trying to encourage you to play in this way where you have the tank clearer, the chaff clearer. Kind of sucks, because then you have the minigun come out with all the detriments that are just genuinely cartoonish, and I do not care about you try and fire a minigun in real life. How about you go box the wall, you clown? How about you go and eat that box of crayons you've been looking at and licking your lips at this entire time? Huh? People are so dead set on making video games as miserable as their own lives, and I don't get it. And I complain about video games, but my life's going pretty good. I'm happy. And I'm getting jacked too, feeling pretty good about myself. Went from dying to feeling pretty healthy. In conclusion, the devs should probably work on making the game more fun to play as a group in fun, natural ways, and not focus on these arbitrary nuisances that only contribute to the game being more annoying. And also fix the fundamentally broken mechanics that essentially rob people of the true experience that they probably wouldn't even like that much, in reference to the alpha commanders spawning alpha warriors. I cannot wait for that to actually get fixed. Oh, what a good time it'll be. And people should probably stop saying the game is team-based, considering it doesn't even work when playing as a team. And at the very least, understand it's a horde shooter that can be played solo or in a group of up to 4 players. Hopefully more in the future. But that's the game. The devs may intend for something different, the team play in this sense, but the reality contradicts what they're intending, considering the game does not work properly when playing as a group, in a way that takes away from their intended experience to begin with. That's what's happening right now. Now, I do want to mention real quickly, folks will bring up synergies and team play and all this good stuff. They almost always mention the most watered down and boring synergies possible. In their mind, synergy is, I can use a bad weapon and get carried, and therefore, teamwork. But hey, who knows? Anywho, thank you all for watching, and I appreciate your time. If you want, check out my brother's company. It's Out West Seams. He does embroidery stuff. If you happen to know or be a fellow that needs a bunch of hats, shirts, or other things embroidered, hit him up. Within reason, though. He's still trying to scale his business, so he can't do, let's say, 1,000 hats. That's a lot. But check him out. Hashtag not sponsored. It's my brother. I do not want his money. Unless he makes an absolute ton, I'm gonna pass. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and have a good day.